For the first time in recorded history, it has been a slow news week. That feeling of drowning in a relentless river of earth-shattering headlines has faded to a pleasant and relaxing feeling of being mildly waterboarded instead.
Now, let's see. I've got a Post-it note here with just a couple of minor news stories. Okay, let's see. Trump's tariffing movies now. Possible world war incoming. In there always. Newark Airport can't airport, so do not airport there. And a friggin' Luigi Mangione musical? The hell is that about? Oh, and something about a pope.
Like I said, slow news week. Welcome to the Phoenix News Report.
Let's check in on the economy, where Donald Trump's trade war has actually managed to widen the trade deficit. He's also threatening tariffs that could completely upend the already troubled film industry, and he's jacking up the price of Barbies. Trump's been pressuring Jerome Powell to lower interest rates, but this week, the Fed held them steady because, as Powell said, fuck that guy.
President Trump has assured the public that he is 100% personally responsible for all the good things having to do with the economy, and that all the bad things are the fault of that rat bastard Biden. Here's Meet the Press's Kristen Welker asking Trump about the wretched cesspool of an economy we all find ourselves in.
When does it become the Trump economy?
It partially is right now. I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy.
If being aggressively stupid was a sport in the Winter Olympics, Donald Trump would show up in a Speedo holding a tennis racket. There were a lot of good and bad moments in that interview. The good ones all came from Kristen Welker, and the bad parts were when Trump was talking.
Now, Austin, are you worried about shelves being empty over the next couple of weeks?
Now, see, I know how to survive. Would you like to try some of my toilet wine?
Oh, still warm. That is so nice. I am gonna wait until later, but thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
Of course. But Trump's not just screwing the economy. He's got lots of other bright ideas. The Trump administration has announced that they are going to start referring to the Persian Gulf as the Gulf of Arabia. Reach for comment, the 260,000 people that Doge fired screamed so loud that their heads exploded.
Trump continued his cavalcade of bright ideas as new Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney visited Trump at the White House, where we learned some things about old Don Don that we did not know.
And it's also a beautiful, as a real estate developer, I'm a real estate developer at heart. When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation when it's together, I'm a very artistic person, but when I looked at that beauty, I said, that's the way it was meant to be.
A very artistic person, Well, he's certainly not the first to leave an artist's life behind to go in a different direction.
Also, the idea that we should erase international borders based solely on aesthetics is insane. Imagine if we did that with Norway and Sweden. We'd have to think long and hard and deep about that one.
Another one of the president's bright ideas is to reopen Alcatraz. Now, how did he decide on that wonderful plan?
It sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are interesting.
To sum up, Trump has decided to reopen Alcatraz because it's a bitch. It's a lover. It's both a child and a mother, a sinner and a saint, and he does not feel ashamed.
Let's talk about deporting all those evildoers out of the country. How's that going? Well, a migrant who gave birth in Tucson has Border Patrol agents posted outside of her hospital room, and they are refusing to let her see her lawyer. They want to deport her and the baby as soon as it's medically possible. Border Patrol became suspicious when they looked at the sonogram and saw MS-13 tattooed on that little baby's knuckles.
Also, someone in the HR department at Guantanamo Bay has really screwed up. The task force charged with migrant deportation had 32 migrants this weekend and about 725 people guarding them. So about 22 military and ICE workers per migrant, which sounds like one of those how many to screw in a light bulb jokes that's gone completely off the rails.
But it could be worse. They could be in Libya. That's right, the Trump administration is going to start shipping detainees off to Libya, whose human rights report card doesn't exactly have an A+. Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller could not be reached for comment because he started furiously masturbating when he saw that report card. Oh yeah, almost there.
Gracious.
Oh, call me bad boy.
Okay.
Oh, tell me I have nice hair.
Oh.
Tell me I have nice hair.
Let's. Can we cut the feed, please? We are now 2 days into the papal conclave, but we pre-recorded this show, so we're going to play the odds on this one. Now, one of the top contenders for Pope is Cardinal Pizzaballa, and it is important to remember that that is a serious religious figure and not something that you would find in a food court at the mall. But will he be the next Pope? We have done extensive research. We have mined all of the latest available data to predict the outcome. So congratulations to Rafe Fiennes on being elected the latest Pope.
Do you think we should have at least finished watching that movie?
Nah, we nailed this. Up top. Here we go. Nice and high. Boop. There it is. There it is. I got it.
In the race to kick off World War III as quickly as possible, we have seen a lot of solid contenders. Israel and Palestine, Ukraine and Russia, China and Taiwan, the US and everyone else that's not the US. But a couple of plucky young upstarts have joined the competition, India and Pakistan.
I gotta be honest, I love the moxie on display here, but I got a request. Can we speed this up? We all know that World War III is coming. I mean, we've been edging it for years. Somebody just needs to nuke an archduke already.
Agreed. India, Pakistan. Hey, welcome to the party. Mongolia. Don't be shy. Get in there. Brazil. I mean, y'all got to be pissed at somebody. I mean, let's go. I want to see my bones glowing through my skin.
Flying to Newark Airport? The hell you are. The airport has been in chaos after air traffic controllers had to take trauma leave, which is somehow more terrifying than your cardiologist taking trauma leave in the middle of open heart surgery. Now, why were they traumatized? Because they lost contact with all the planes they were supposed to be guiding for 90 seconds. That would be so stressful.
Yeah. Like, it's like when I suddenly remember that I'm out of Foot Lube and I can't get to my phone to order more.
Yup, basically exactly the same thing.
Something strange has happened, and I am frankly concerned and a little bit excited. This just in, Marjorie Taylor Greene did something sensible. Here now to discuss is, God help us all, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Hi, Austin. You can't get enough, can you?
I can and I have. Now, Margie, you actually did something good and reasonable this week.
I did? That doesn't sound like me. What'd I shoot at?
No, Margie, there was a bill that would have punished Americans for participating in boycotts against Israel, and you voted against it.
That's right, I did. Americans should be able to buy or boycott whatever they choose without being punished by the government.
I agree with you.
It's like a free speech thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Again, I agree with you. But also, I feel like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, Lord, please do not try and sell me fate pics again. Oh.
I'm not. But also hurtful. Ow, okay. Margie, I have to wonder. Lately, you've been saying some things that, well, they don't sound batshit insane. Are you turning over a new leaf?
Well, Austin, it comes down to this. That Israel boycott bill was ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I think you should be able to buy or boycott whatever kind of space laser you want. North Korean, Democrat, Jewish.
There it is. She's back, everybody. Thank you, Margie, for restoring my faith in insanity.
Don't you mean humanity?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, I gotta get out of here because I'm a little bit nervous, frankly, that you're about to take those shoes off again. Now stop texting me pictures of those little piggies with your Venmo, okay? I spent all my money on grenade launchers, so I couldn't if I wanted to. And I definitely don't want to. Margie out! Caw-caw!
I mean, you might want to. They're good feet. I'll send her another picture. Here is why I want to move to Saskatoon, Canada. First of all, fun to say. But secondly, Saskatoon police almost hit a drunk citizen in the street with a bottle of open alcohol. I mean, I know, how dare he? Well, the man fled and the police gave chase, only to come back 15 minutes later and find that their car was nowhere to be found. So you see, well, stealing abandoned police cars is a hobby of mine. Every time I see a cop car, I get in, I have a little joyride, I park it, and I run off before they can catch me, and I laugh and laugh until I fall asleep. I'm fun. Oh, and I'm also in trouble. Here, hold this bag of powder for me, would you?
Oh God. Speaking of having flexibility with the law, police in Ohio detained a woman who was driving with a suspended license and a warrant, but after they went back to the car, they were surprised to find her pet raccoon, Chewy, sucking on a meth pipe. Now, you're probably wondering how this happened, and it's simple, really. It could happen to anyone. You meet some people, you do some things you're not proud of, yada, yada, yada. Before you know it, you're tweaking with Chewy the meth raccoon. It could happen to anybody.
Last week, we brought you a story of a fighter jet that fell off an aircraft carrier. We even gave you a fun little song about it.
USS Harry Truman started turning. What? Super Hornet fighter jet fell into the sea. FA-18 Super Hornet fighter jet.
Well, guess what? It happened again. Yes, another FA-18 Super Hornet was landing on the aircraft carrier, couldn't stop, and went right into the ocean. This is the second time in 8 days that a $67 million fighter jet has been lost to the bottomless depths. And I gotta ask, who the hell is in charge of this aircraft carrier? Oh no, Chewy the meth raccoon! That's a terrible idea! The beaches of a South Carolina island were the final resting place of a now deceased sperm whale. A veterinary specialist from the University of Florida was called in to euthanize the poor thing. But the preliminary police reports say the doctor was found tied up in their hotel room a few days later. Meanwhile, HHS Secretary RFK Jr. showed up on site with a chainsaw and a lobster bib to, as he said, take care of this.
Now, no officials have been available for comment as they are all engaged in a multi-state manhunt for RFK Jr., who, after arriving at the scene, removed and consumed raw the whale's pineal gland, stripped off what little clothes he arrived in until he was only wearing the lobster bib, lofted his chainsaw above his head, screaming, "I have the power!" and ran off into the night.
Junior, as your attorney, I advise you to take a hit out of the little brown bottle in my shaving kit. You won't need much, just a tiny taste.
Finish the fucking story, man! What happened? What about the glands? We can't stop here. This is backcountry. It's Met Gala Roundup time, a.k.a. Rich People Halloween. Let's take a look at all the best looks from this night of rich people totally unmoored from the reality that the rest of us have to live in.
Let's start with Rihanna, who decided to make unborn children the must-have accessory of the moment. Well, we know who that baby's wearing, don't we?
Kamala Harris made her Met debut this year, showing up with the smallest security detail of the night. But she made a splash of an exit when a group of masked officials black-bagged her into a waiting windowless van. I smell a trend in the works.
With black style as the theme of the event, it's no surprise to see so many of today's hottest stars wearing today's hottest designers. And it was also no surprise that Donald Trump had Doge defund the Met Museum for being woke. Whoops, party foul!
Another hip trend from the red carpet, and my aspirational favorite, was showcased by a number of A-listers like Kim Kardashian and Cardi B. They wore down our patience by arriving fashionably late. This is a look exclusively for the hoi polloi, because when you and I try it on at parties, we just look like assholes who can't read a goddamn watch. Way to slay, ladies!
But, while you were busy stocking drive-thrus for any drop change so that you can maybe afford like half a sandwich or bread or some crap like that, controversy was brewing at the Met Gala. Lisa, formerly of Blackpink, a terrible Oscar performance, and White Lotus, shows what on the surface looked like a normal outfit. But because the internet exists, at least one netizen zoomed in on her crotch, leading everybody to put aside the question of why did you think to do that, to instead ask, is that Rosa Parks on Lisa's crotch? Now, to her credit, Lisa did display that she had really grown from last month's audition tape leak, which featured like a number of N-word uses, by having Rosa Parks sit at the front.
A guy who did absolutely nothing wrong, but if he did, we get it, has a new musical. That's right, a musical about Luigi Mangione called Luigi the Musical, instead of Heartaches and Heart Shots or The Adjuster or Deny, Defend, Diva, has sold out tickets ahead of its premiere next month. Reached for comment, Mangione's lawyer said his client appreciates the support and definitely blushed in the hottest way possible. Also reached for comment, former United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson said, ow, 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 oh God, oh God, oh, it's so hot, oh, fuck, the fire is everywhere, fuck, oh God, ow, 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 it's such a fucking devil, oh God, oh, he's pissing all over me into business lava, oh, fuck, oh, fuck.
Finally, a physicist has said that the Matrix is real, okay? So let's get some red pills, learn Kung Fu, and dodge some bullets, baby.
No. A physicist has said that he thinks we might be living in a computer simulation.
You know, that's right. He said that gravity, you know, the thing that pulls doors off Boeing jets, is just the universe trying to organize itself vis-a-vis the second law of information dynamics, dicto factum, although he didn't say if we're all NPCs or playable characters. But I believe he will next verify the existence of in-app purchases.
Bro, just say you didn't understand the article. It's okay. No one else understood it either.
I understood it perfectly. Okay, I am just trying to simplify it for you chumps. You're welcome, by the way. Anyway, information is the fifth form of matter. You know, right after the other four of them.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and name those other four forms then.
Exactly. So this physicist was just doing physicals and stuff when he saw gravity on his computer, probably in a spreadsheet, and he realized it mattered ipso facto, e pluribus unum, heretofore, we're in the Matrix, ad nauseum.
I'm really starting to regret giving you that Latin phrase of the day calendar.
Hello and welcome to Starbase, Texas, the home of SpaceX, Starship, and the next step in the future of mankind, and a bunch of employees who'd better not step out of line, or else. Why not come down for a visit? You can see the fresh roasted animal carcasses at Boca Chica Wildlife Refuge, next to our launch site. Look into some promising real estate. Take in the local art scene. And while you're down, take a moment to beg Lord High Mayor for Life, the great Emperor President Musk, for mercy. Then cap off your visit with a stop in the local gift store for some fun merch. Yes, friends, Starbase, Texas is the city of the future, and the only town backed by the full faith and credit of Elon Musk's Dogecoin. And thanks to some sneaky Doge shenanigans, technically a lawless regulatory black hole where no one is coming to save you. So come on down. The engines of the future need fuel, and that's gonna be you. You can't hide. Don't make us come and get you, or else. This message was brought to you by the city, state, and county of Elon Musk and affiliates. Purchase mandatory, must be present to survive. Avoid where prohibited. Do not defy us. We know where you are. Hail Musk. And finally tonight, hungry people love wieners. And to prove it, they all took their wieners out in public at the same time.
You want to try that one again?
Fine. The people of Budapest set a new record for raw dogging in a city park.
No, dude, come on, do it right.
How's this? Record-setting dog fetish meetup managed to avoid any arrest despite official scrutiny.
Don't make me cut a bitch.
God. Dachshund lovers in Hungary set a new record for the largest all-wiener dog walk in the country.
Thank you.
You're no fun.
That wraps up this week's episode. Don't forget to check out our podcast, Washington to Westminster, and we will see you back here next week. Keep flying, y'all. Love you.
Bye. They want to deport. The beach of a well, about that.
One of the top contenders for Pope is Carnival
Cruise Line. The only cruise line that's the pontiff.
That's right. It will give you diarrhea. It's the only Pope that will give you diarrhea.
We've seen a lot of solid contenders. Israel and Pakistan? No. No. Bet you didn't know about that one, mainstream media.
The dark horse candidates for the next World War. No one knew they were fighting with each other.
No, keep going. Almost there. Oh God, so close now. I want to be president.
Well, wasn't that educational?
Here, hold this bag of powder for me, would you?
Oh God. You pulled it out of your butt. You pulled it out of your butt. Genius. Comedy genius. 5 stars, no notes. Yes. Yeah. That's how we do. That's how we do.
Feel the devil's
trying to
lava
do that.
piss.
Okay. I will feel the devil's lava piss then. Goddamn.
I want people to look at this show, watch this episode, and think, devil's lava piss.
That is our goal. That's been our goal this whole time that we've had the entire channel. Devil's lava piss. Yes. Let's go.
This section brought to you by Toilet Wine. Toilet Wine. You don't have any other options, and it's body temperature.
Wow. Okay. Let's take that away from your face.
Ammonia. I think this horse was diabetic.